Hi, I'm Nicola and I work for Fusion SendHub. Today I'd like to introduce DLD. So what is DLD? DLD is an abbreviation of Developmental Language Disorder. Until relatively recently, it used to be known as a specific language impairment, or SLI, and it falls under the umbrella heading of SLCN, a speech, language and communication need. Commonly diagnosed by speech and language therapists and supported by specific language specialists, DLD is apparently the most common childhood disorder that no one's ever heard of. Apparently 7.6% of all children are affected by DLD. However, it's likely that half are undiagnosed and therefore are unsupported in schools. So how might children with DLD be affected? Some children may have difficulties understanding spoken language. They may find it difficult to follow instructions or may not understand the explanation that we give. Perhaps they don't understand the vocabulary that is being used, and this can be particularly difficult as the children get older and we use more and more technical vocabulary with the assumption that they understand what we are talking about. Some children may have difficulties using spoken language. They may have word-finding difficulties. They could find it hard to recount or retell stories. Perhaps sometimes they muddle their word order, and basic vocabulary and grammar may seem very difficult for them orally. Indeed, they may use generic language like thingy and stuff for descriptions. Some children can have real social difficulties, so although they want to make friends and have friends, it can be difficult to form those friendships. Interaction with peers can be quite tricky. They may find it hard to follow conversations, and particularly the more fast-paced the children speak, the trickier the understanding can be of the language that's being used. In literacy, there may be specific difficulties in terms of grammar, reading comprehension, and being able to express themselves through their writing. Indeed, 19% of children with SLCN achieve expected levels in reading, writing and maths at the end of Key Stage 2, according to the 2019 DFE data, compared with 70-something% of children without special needs. In terms of behaviour, it was found that 54% of children with behaviour problems have a language impairment. And indeed, young offenders with DLD were more than twice as likely to reoffend in a 2020 study conducted by Winstanley and colleagues. In terms of mental health, 81% of children with emotional and behavioural disorders have often unidentified language disorders, and 45% of all referrals to mental health services have communication difficulties. Of course, lots of the therapies we offer in terms of supporting children with mental health issues are language-based, and children with DLD can have real difficulties expressing their emotions through language. I hope you've enjoyed this introduction to DLD. If you would like to find out more, including how you can support children with DLD in the classroom, please check out my next video. Thank you for listening.